Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big ideas into something you can actually use. Today, we're diving into Gary Chapman's incredible work on the 5 love languages, a concept that has totally changed the game for millions of people.
Okay, let's start with a question that honestly hits pretty close to home for a lot of us. What on earth happens to love after the wedding? You know that feeling, right? The magic seems to just evaporate, and you're left wondering, wait, what just happened? What went wrong?
Chapman actually opens his book with this really powerful story about a guy he met on a plane. This man was smart, successful, but he was just completely mystified by why his marriages kept failing. And his problem isn't just his, it's a puzzle that so many of us try to solve.
So, to even begin to solve this puzzle, we first have to talk about what Chapman calls the in-love illusion. You know what I'm talking about, that euphoric, all-consuming, butterflies-in-your-stomach feeling that we all chase.
And here's the kicker. There's actually a number for it. According to the research, the average lifespan of that intense, romantic obsession is only about 2 years. That's it. It's an emotional high, for sure, but it is not a solid foundation for a lifetime together.
And this is where Chapman makes a really crucial distinction. That in-love experience, it's effortless, it's instinctual, it's honestly a little obsessive. But it's not real love. Real love, he says, is a choice. It's something you do on purpose. It takes work, and it's focused on making the other person's life better, not just on chasing a feeling.
Okay, so if that initial honeymoon phase is basically designed to fade, how do we build a love that actually lasts? Well, the answer lies in 2 really powerful metaphors that are seriously the heart of this entire idea. First, I want you to imagine that every single person, you included, is walking around with an emotional love tank. When that tank is full, you feel secure, you feel appreciated, you feel connected. But when it starts running on empty, oh, that's when the relationship just sputters and stalls out. That's where all the conflict and withdrawal comes from. And this right here is the solution. The way you fill that love tank is by speaking your partner's primary love language. Think about it. If you're pouring out your heart in English, but your partner only understands Chinese, all your love and effort are literally getting lost in translation. They're not hearing you.
So after 30 years of counseling couples, Chapman came to this amazing conclusion. There are basically 5 ways, just 5, that people speak and understand emotional love. And figuring these out is the absolute key to a strong, lasting relationship.
All right, let's break down the first 2 languages. This is where it all starts to become a super practical toolkit that you can actually use in your relationship.
First up is words of affirmation. This is all about the power of what you say. I mean, Mark Twain said it best. I can live for 2 months on a good compliment. This isn't about empty flattery. It's about using your words to build your partner up. And here's a little tip. If your partner is someone who often compliments you or is always saying thank you for the little things, this is probably their language.
Language number 2 is quality time. And listen, this is not just about being in the same room. It's about giving your partner your undivided attention. That means TV off, phone down, actually looking at them and listening. Want to know if this is your partner's language? Think about what they complain about the most. If you keep hearing, "We never spend any real time together," well, that's a massive clue.
Now, the next 3 languages are just as powerful. And to really see the kind of impact they can have, let's jump back into another one of Chapman's real-world stories.
So this is Janice. When she first came to Chapman, her love tank wasn't just empty, it was bone dry. She felt completely used, totally unappreciated, and had basically given up on her husband, Jim. She was done.
But then, Jim figured out that Janice's primary love language was receiving gifts. And just look at what happened next. Monday, he brings her a rose. Tuesday, a pizza. Wednesday, a little potted plant. Thursday, a card. Friday, cookies. By Saturday, Janice literally said she was in orbit. It was never about the money. It was the visible, tangible proof that he was thinking about her.
So you see, Jim was finally speaking Janice's language, receiving gifts. And ironically, Janice had been trying to show him love in his language all along, acts of service. For Jim, doing things like making dinner or cleaning the house screamed "I love you" way louder than words ever could. And that brings us to the final one, physical touch. For some people, a hug, holding hands, or just a hand on their shoulder is the most powerful way to feel loved and secure. All 5 are totally valid, but you've got to be speaking the right one.
So what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for you in your relationship? How does this actually unlock something better?
This is probably the most important idea of all. Real love isn't just a feeling that happens to you. It's a choice you make. Being sincere is great, but it means absolutely nothing if your partner can't receive the message. It takes a conscious choice every day to learn and speak the one language your partner truly understands.
And that really leaves us with one final huge question to reflect on. The issue isn't whether you love your partner. It's whether they feel loved by you. Are you putting in all this effort saying all these things, but you're speaking a language that to them sounds like static?